Hey guys, Marcy here, the Cranky Crafter. I thought we would get together and do an art journal spread. It is week 17, I believe, over at Scrimping Mommy's Mixed Media Challenge. So we're going to be following along and using her images that I've cut out. And let me tell you, this week they are adorable. They might very well be my favorite ones yet. I don't know. I'm leaving that open for debate. But before we get started, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So I have the work surface that I have on my desk is actually like a Teflon mat. It is removable, and you can get it in custom sizes over at Joggles. She's fantastic. She's fantastic to work with. Lovely gal. I've had this for years, like years and years, and I've not had any issues with it. In fact, I find that to be very durable. It does come in like this tan color. I don't believe it comes in any different colors. And I think mine has faded a little bit actually, because back in the day I had my workstation set up in front of a window and it was constantly getting this desert sun beating on it. And so I think it maybe has discolored a little bit, but that has no impact on its function. It's completely easy to clean. You just wipe it down. I highly recommend it. But having said that, if you don't have one of those and it's something that you're interested in, I have, I don't know if you guys get stickers at all or have purchased stickers for maybe like journaling or, anything like that. But the stickers that I get are usually vinyl stickers. And so they come on this backing that is, of course, like non-stick. I don't know if it has like Teflon in it or what, but basically it's non-stick. And so I have a bajillion of these sheets that used to have stickers on them that no longer do. And they work very similarly to this mat. So if you don't have the mat, and aren't in a place to get it or don't want to, but you have like sticker backing, you can put your paint and whatever on here and it will completely just wipe off exactly the same. So that's just an idea. They're very easy to travel with and stuff like that. So anyway, just food for thought. And the other thing is that I've mentioned before that I do a book club on Facebook. And this is not in any way to pressure you to join, but it is the beginning of the month. And so I thought I'd show you the book that we're reading, even if you just want to read along. It's called The Love of My Life by Rosie Walsh. I'll leave the link to the group down below, and you are in no way obligated to join, but maybe you just want to have, a book recommendation or something like that. I honestly can't tell you if this is good because we're just starting it and I have never read it before. So, enter at your own risk. But if you're looking for a book recommendation, there will always be a new one every month in that group, which is run by moi. So, okay, without further ado, we will get into what we're here for, which is the art journal. So, I believe this week's is called Nature's Solace. So we have this beautiful paper that we can use if we choose. Okay, and then we have these gorgeous florals. And there's some that are larger and some that are smaller. And we have a little mushroom, butterfly. Let's see, what else? Oops. And we have a couple of extra butterflies. Great big butterfly. Look at this. Are you kidding me right now? I could live in that. Whatever is beyond that door, guaranteed I could live there. And look, you better shut up. Look how cute that is. Isn't she just so sweet? She is. Okay, so that's where we're at. And then we have a couple of quotes that we can use if we want to. So I thought today that we would, using those things, make a background. And I think I'm going to do some acrylic paints. This is one that I'm not sure is even available anymore. Martha Stewart Crafts. I don't know, but it's called Beach Glass. And then I think I'm going to need to add like a teeny tiny touch of black in order to get this to be like the color that I would like it to be for the back. We have a stencil and potentially some modeling paste, and yeah, so I think we're just going to get going. And you know, as always, hope for the best, because do I know what I'm doing? No. But is it fun? Most often. So I think this is just going to need like the tiniest touch of black. And now I got black on there. Yep. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm just getting one of my very well loved brushes to see if I can mix this together. And I think it needs more. I kind of want it. Let's see. Well, it's getting there. And to be honest, I'm going to add, oh boy, oh yeah, okay. To be honest, I'm going to add some water to kind of make it look more, I don't want there to be like a defined line, basically, if that makes sense. I mean, there will be to some extent, but I don't want it to be like huge. What do we think about that? It's kind of there, right? Not perfect, but we're going to go with it because it's going to be a little bit transparent, I think, or at least that's the goal. So I've got my paint mixed over here, and I'm going to spray some water to make it thin, or I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm going for like just a very transparent look to it. I don't want to say watercolor because this has a lot of pigment in it. But we'll see. I've got my makeup sponge, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm just going to kind of do it. Nope. Yeah, okay. I'll start this way. And then we might have to do another coat. Because I want to put some of that paper down. I should have done that first. You guys, why didn't you remind me? You're probably like, Marcy, what in the heck are you doing? All right, let's just leave it like that for now, because I want to put paper down. So this shows you that you can make somewhat of a mistaken move and just recover from it, right? I think that I want to put like at an angle. See how this goes. I was thinking about something like this. Yeah, and I'll have to come in more with the paint again to kind of soften the edges here, but that's fine because it's just the background, so we're gonna just pretend like this is how it was supposed to be. And then maybe something like that. Totally making this up, but we're gonna go with it because it's gonna be covered up a lot of it anyway. Okay, I'm using my glue stick. It's very sticky. Just gonna try that. See how that works. And then I'll do the same thing for the other side. And I might have to cut off, you know, edges or whatever that we decide we don't want. Like this bit down here obviously is gonna have to go. Whoa. I have sari string on my glue stick. Does that surprise anyone? It shouldn't. Okay, now let's continue on with the paint. So I'm just gonna go back in here. Can you tell how the water though has made it kind of transparent? Not totally, because it still has, you know, quite a bit of pigment in it, but it's not solid like it would be if we just went directly with acrylic paint without any water. All right, I'm just gonna do, yeah, okay, do the whole thing, why not? And I'm putting on some of the rest of this just to kind of blend in the color so it's not like super stark white. Okay, all right. Now, next I wanted to do a little bit of modeling paste. Let's see how we are gonna do this. So I have this brand. I don't think it makes any difference which brand you use. If you haven't used modeling paste before, it basically is gonna add like a texture to your page. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the paste down. I don't think I'm gonna need a lot, to be honest, because I'm just gonna do little bits of it here and there. But instead of just going in with white, I'm gonna add some of this paint that we've had mixed up in there. I'm hoping that since I'm adding it to white, that it will be a little bit lighter. That's my hope. And I'm just using this palette knife to mix things together. Yeah, I think that's doing what I want. Okay, so now I have this stencil. I couldn't tell you It says Prima Marketing. That's all I know about it. But it reminded me of, well, like wood grain, kind of like trees. That's kind of where I was going with it. So I thought I would do a little bit here and there. And all you're going to do is get some of the paste onto your palette knife. And you're going to basically rub it over your stencil. You don't want it too thick. You just want it kind of to fill in whatever your stencil image is. And then you're going to lift it up. And it leaves like a raised, almost kind of like embossing, if you will. That's kind of what it makes me think of a little bit. But just not with, not with embossing powder. It makes me think I'm like drywalling with like drywall mud. Have you guys ever done that before? That's what it makes me think I'm doing. And then just lift it up like that. And I think I'll do another little bit here. To be honest, I don't know what of this is going to show by the time we get things placed that we're using of the images, but it's like that's kind of how it goes with the background, right? You don't really know what's gonna end up making a debut and what doesn't. Maybe, am I completely out of screen? Oh, you're not gonna be able to see this bit because I can't get my book in the paint, but I'm doing exactly what we were doing in the other spot. All right, do we like that? Let's see. Can you guys see maybe how it is risen up a little bit? I suppose we can always come in with more later if we chose to. Let me close this up because if I don't, the desert air dries it immediately. Okay, let me wipe some of this paint up and stuffs. So that I don't make an even bigger mess. All right. Okay, this is where we're at. Let's cut this bit off. Just so that it's not in the way. Okay, all right, I think we can start figuring out where we would like to glue stuff. So, am I back in? I am. I'm thinking I want this to be somewhat here. And then I thought maybe I could add this little guy like that. Maybe tuck a flower in. If I do that, I'll probably cut this foliage off because maybe I can use it somewhere else. Maybe. Do we like that? Let's just leave that there for now. And then this little gal, I think I'm gonna put the wings behind her, but I know oftentimes people will do it that way so you can see the bottom, but I kind of like seeing that she's got antenna. I don't know why, I just think it's cute. You know it's cute. I pulled this sticker out of my stash, and I thought we could use that and set her on that mushroom. Something like that. And then we'll tuck these flowers in behind her, I think. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do with these butterflies. I don't know if we'll just do something like that. I did have an idea to maybe cut them in half and prop them on this, like this foliage. Okay, but we're just gonna see how that all plays out. Let's start on this side with the little gal. So I think the easiest thing to do first probably is going to be to glue the butterfly onto her. That's my thought anyway. I'm going to use my trusty art glitter glue and hope that it works. Did you guys have a good weekend? Did you do anything exciting? What have I been doing? Okay, come on. She's got little antenna, and that is just like, I can't get over how cute that is. Why? I don't know. I just think it's cute. Okay, now let's see if we can get this sticker off of here. Here we go. Maybe right there. So she's gonna set here. What did I do this weekend? I did chores. I read. I made weenie dogs. So I'm thinking, what are we thinking? Something like this maybe. I'm wondering if I should just cut the foliage off of these. How about I do that? That way if we want to stick it in somewhere else, we can. And also the advantage to that is it's not like taking up a lot of space behind her. So she won't get, you know, super bulky. Listen, if she wants to bulk up and be swole like me, I'm here for it. But she doesn't have to. Like, that's not required. How about the smaller white? 1, 2. Okay. So we can do something like this. And maybe maybe this one can go here. And maybe that one. We might have to cut that with our tool. Or do we want it down? Oh yeah, I kind of like it down. It kind of balances things out, doesn't it? Even though it covers up the mushroom a little bit. Do we like that? All right, let's do it. I'll do the flowers first though. Oh, for Pete's sake. This glue and me, we're getting ready to go round and round. And it probably will win. It sounds like my husband just started mowing. It's like they can tell when we're getting ready to be on a video. Do that one. The stencil paste is still a little bit wet. So I did some meal prep because, as I mentioned, I did not get the job at Barnes & Noble, but I started working at a previous employer that I used to work for. It's probably been 4 years ago now. I just started it working for them. It was supposed to be, when I first started 4 years ago is what I'm trying to say. It was going to be very, very part-time because I still had my youngest at home, and you know, he still needed somebody here with him, or at least I felt he did. Yeah, so we're gonna have to cut that with our little tool, but that's okay. And so I initially started, and I was doing delivery driving for them and delivering the boxes every week. So it started out like maybe 6 hours a week. And then very quickly, COVID happened and the world kind of turned on its head, and their business ramped way up, as you can imagine, because nobody wanted to leave their home. And my hours went from like 6 hours to, I think I was maybe at upwards of 25 at that point. And I stopped delivering at one point and started working in the barn solely, which I actually enjoy more than driving. I didn't really enjoy the driving that much, to be honest. Look at how cute she is. You guys, come on. Okay, and what were we gonna do on this side over here? Well, hold please. Do we want to add any, now that I've got this glued down, do we want to add any foliage? Because we can. I haven't ruined it altogether. That's not gonna work, is it? No. I could do and cut that off a little bit. I didn't think this through very good, you guys. What if we do this? Whoops. Do we like that? I don't know if we do. I don't know if we like that. I could cut that little bit off and that little bit. Yeah, okay. That's what we're gonna do for right now. So I started working in the barn solely, which is a lot of weighing of produce, and it's very, it's still on the page, Marcy. For Pete's sake. It's very physically laborious, but it's what I got right now, so that's what we're gonna do. feel like I need another piece because, right? 3, that's our rule. But I don't know if I want it. Okay. Well, that one worked out easier than the other ones. Maybe. We'll just have to cut that little bit off too. Where's our... This is going to be a long video. I'm just telling you right now. Because you know we don't edit on this channel. And I've been... Oh boy. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. There. There, there. Oh, is everybody holding their breath like I am? It's just paper, right? It's just paper. Okay. Get all that off. All right, she's still very cute, isn't she? So now I'm going to put this little guy over here. I think he's going to come off the page a little bit. That's my thought. So yes, we're going into what's considered local season, which means that it's going to get very busy and it will just be very physically taxing because I think when I was there, I started last week just for a couple of days to get back on to get my bearings back. Is that straight? It's gonna be. And you know, you're just weighing a lot of stuff and over and over and over again, filling up big crates. So, you know, I'm weighing like hundreds of pounds of stuff and then lifting it and moving it. And yeah, so I was kind of sore, needless to say, a little bit sore, but hopefully I get more acclimated as time goes on. I think I'm going to put this little guy right here. And then I had thought about, you guys, I'm not really doing a great job with the gluing process this time, am I? No, Marcy, you're not. You'd think I would be better at this by now, but here we are. I'm going to cover up that little bit of leaf, but I want that little mushroom still to be there. Okay. Hurry up, Marcy. They don't have all day. Gosh. So my thought was, I'm just going to do it. Stop talking about it and just do it. I'm cutting the butterfly in half. So if that's bothersome to you, don't watch it. And then I'm going to stick it right here, kind of like it's resting right there, because that's cute, right? And then I think I'll do another one right there. Like it's resting on the house. Granted, lots of that's going to be cut off. So how much? Yeah, quite a bit. We'll see. We'll see how that one looks when we cut it. I might have to add another. Yeah, he pretty much went all the way away. Pretty much he did. How about, do I want to do that, or maybe I could take this bit off. No, because he doesn't have any, he doesn't have any body. That doesn't work, Marcy. All right, we'll just put it up here. How about like that? Okay. Wow. That was a little stressful. Okay, I just had to put my thing back in my glue. I had an idea though. So on top of this stencil paste, I think it's pretty much dry. Is this gonna work? I don't know. But I want to activate some of my metallic watercolors. I thought it might be kind of cool to put some metallic on some of the raised spots. We'll see if that works. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Let's see. Okay, I need my brush. Which one do we like? This one or that one? Doesn't matter. It's gold. It doesn't matter. We'll see if it works. Oh, pretty. Okay. The raised bits kind of help the watercolor to stand instead of, you know, sink into the paper, if that makes sense. I think all the rest of them pretty much got covered up. A few more over here with this butterfly. Is that all of them? I think so. That's cute though. I might come in with some gold Posca just to kind of, you know, make some continuity. So I can maybe do like that. I went into, this is the ongoing saga of my yogurt. I'm not going to use that one. Oh, here, let's try this. I went into Freddy's to get my weekly yogurt. They were out. What is happening? You guys, you need to leave my yogurt alone. That's all I'm saying to you. But this time, it wasn't just like, you know, it wasn't there. There was a note that said, This item is out of stock. We don't know when or if it will come back. Sorry for the inconvenience. What? What? I don't know what's happening. But y'all need to back it up and stay off my yogurt. So, I had to go with something completely different. Totally different. It's fine. Maybe it was time for a change, I guess. But, kind of rude, I thought. Give a gal some notice so I can process. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm a big girl. I can take it. But I did some food prep this weekend because since I'm working, it's just going to be easier instead of like coming home and having to figure out, you know, what am I going to make? When am I going to make it? Blah, blah, blah. So I made, have you ever had chia seed pudding? It's really good. I made key lime chia seed pudding and it was very tasty. If you like lime. If you don't, you might not like it. But it was good. What else did I make? Oh, I made some granola to put on top. Should we give her a little guy some gold antenna? Yes, we should. She needs freckles. Yes, she does. Okay, what color? This color? And I made black bean chili. So at least I'll have a few things to eat. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. How cute is that? How cute is that? How cute is she? All right, let's do our quote. I think this is the longest video I've ever made. Are you guys still here? Find your peace in nature, or nature brings solace. Oh boy. I think I like this one. Thank you for still being here, if you're still here. If you think about it, like and subscribe, will ya? I promise that every video is not going to be this long, because I know you don't want to be on here this long. And quite frankly, as an introvert, talking for this long, it's kind of making my brain vibrate a little bit. I think we're going to use this green. That's what I think. I mean, really, when I started the channel, every single time I came on here, I was terrified because it's hard enough, like, talking when there's actually people. Now I'm talking to, like, nobody. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're out there, I get it. But it kind of feels like I'm just, you know, blathering on to myself, which essentially I am. It's fine. All right, that's good, right? Do we want to... Okay, I promise, just one thing and then we'll be done. And maybe one thing. Do we want to outline some of this? I think we do a little bit. I have string everywhere. Like, under here, I think would be good. And then you know what? I think I might. I'm using my Stabilo wall like usual, but I think this time I might actually activate it a little bit down here. And I might do the same underneath here. It just kind of gives it a little bit of like grounding, if you get my drift. All right, oh, bother. Yeah, that had paint. Yep, okay, good times. The others I'm just gonna smudge a little bit to give it a little bit of shadow. Hopefully you guys are still here with me, or else I really am just talking to myself. Not that I haven't done that before, talk to myself, because I have. When you have kids, you kind of feel like you're talking to yourself most of the time anyway. So I guess I should be used to it. So I'll be off to work again this week. 3 days. I'll be back again for Fodder Friday. I'm not sure yet what we're going to make. If you have ideas, leave them below. How's that? Maybe you guys have fantastic ideas, and that would be fantastic. Maybe I can actually make what your ideas are. That would also be fantastic. All right, I think we're done. Nature brings solace. That's it. Thank you guys for sticking around. Sorry this one was so long. The next one will be shorter, I promise. And I'll see you next time.